Hello again, Rider fans. Welcome to TurfTV right here on YouTube at rodpedersen.com. It's our playoff edition show. We're coming to you from my desk right here at CKRM Radio, and we're going to be joined this week by Saskatchewan Roughriders all-star tackle Gene Makowsky, two-time CFL Lineman of the Year. He dropped by Sportsline to discuss what went wrong in the Argo game and what's going to go right in this Sunday's game against the Calgary Stampeders in the Western semifinal. Lots to come, and of course our ever-popular trivia question will come up at the end of the show. You got to stay tuned to get that. But right now, let's start off with Gino on Sportsline. Good evening, Rough Rider fans and football fans across the country. Welcoming you to Rider Radio and Sportsline and our thousands of viewers on Turf TV. It's our playoff edition of Sportsline, coming to you from our downtown location for another week. But very soon we'll be at Capitol Ford Lincoln up on Rochdale and Pasqua. Saskatchewan Rough Riders tackle Gene Makowsky joins us, the 2007 CFL Western All-Star tackle. And Gino, we got a lot of questions to fire at you tonight. John Lynch with us, Joe Haddis back as usual. But I want to ask you about the Argo game. I was down at Mosaic Stadium today. Guys still seething over the way that game went down. Coaches anyways, I don't know how the players felt about it, but should you be as concerned as I see people are right now?
Well, I don't think, it does bother you when you lose. Anytime you lose, especially at home, we don't like to put a performance like that in front of our hometown crowd. But the reality is, it's over, and you kind of have to put it away now, because now the real fun begins this weekend. So you can't, you can never let it go, but you have to focus on this week. Have you put it to bed?
When did you start thinking about Calgary?
Well, I guess today I went and watched a little film that kind of focuses you for Calgary, and there's 18 weeks in the season. You're going to have a few bad games here and there, but you want to you don't want to totally forget it. You want to maybe let it be that pebble in your shoe and let it bother you a bit, and maybe that'll help us this weekend. I don't know.
Well, you're on a 5-game winning streak going into the game of the Argos, so it sort of brought you down to earth again. In a way, it might be a good thing, Gino, because you're not invincible now. You guys got to go back and get serious about it, like you did after you lost to BC 42-12 during the season.
Yeah, well, I like to think we take every game seriously, but yeah, we just didn't play well, and we'll find out, I guess, Sunday evening if it helped us or hurt us. But again, you try and learn what you can from losses, and use that to hopefully get you some wins later on.
Now, the Stampeders have nothing close to the Argos or the top defense in the league. How do you rate the Stampeder defense in the films you've looked at?
Well, they're a young group, I'd classify them as, but I mean, they're in the pros for a reason. Those guys can play. I know they're well coached, and they play hard. They play hard. I give them that. They definitely don't take plays off their D-line and linebackers. So we have a good test in front of us, that's for sure.
You had a ton of changes this year. Obviously, you've had the same core group of guys for a number of games now. It seems to have come together very well. You were out for a game. There was always changes, and then even right from the start. But it seems to have really come together now for the group that's in there.
For the O-line, yeah. Yeah, I think all things considered, we've done a pretty good job this year. We had a lot of changes from the year before, and guys that hadn't played together. But Coach Gibson, he always is working real hard to get us on the same page, and he has his own way of doing things. And just to meld that all together takes time. And I think the group we have now is doing a good job, and we'll have to play well this weekend.
Bruce, I had some emails today about the injury update, and all I could say is wait until tomorrow morning. Ken will address the media at 11:30 a.m. and give us an update on all the injuries. He said after the game that Wes Cates is a question mark. Corey Holmes is ahead of him in terms of ready to come back, and if it's Josh Ronick, Gino, will that be so bad?
No, he's a veteran guy, and he ran hard in the game. He just got a few touches, but he impressed me with the way the intensity he runs with, and he's a veteran guy and done a lot in this league. So I think we're have a lot of depth there. I think we're good with any of those guys you mentioned for sure.
We're waiting.
Good luck this Sunday. Just want to know how you guys are going to deal with the blitz. It looked like you guys just couldn't handle it at all on Sunday against Toronto.
Well, that's something we'll have to work on. I think we've done a pretty good job with it up to this point in the season. For some reason, they just they did a great job. They brought one more than we could possibly block, and they had a good game plan going in, and we just weren't able to complete passes or get the running game going on first down. So it wasn't a great effort by us, but we definitely have to be able to deal with pressure better, because I'm sure Calgary will see that on the film from this past game, and that's something we'll have to be ready for.
Here, Gino, do you talk to the guys as a veteran about this, the new guys, about how long it's been, how important it is, or have they all grasped it already?
Well, I think they sense it. I think anytime you get into the playoffs, it's it's a one game or go home deal, and everybody realizes that. And Coach Austin's really kept us focused on that aspect of it. But I don't know if a lot of those guys realize it or even care that it's been that long. They don't have understand the history and that kind of thing. The first year guys. I think you don't want to build up too much, because you just want to realize it's just a football game, and it's just next game on the schedule, and treat it like we have every other game. And it's great that it's at home, but we want to win this game more than host it.
Let me tell you something. It's more talked about in Saskatchewan, this football game, than the election in 2 days. And I'm serious.
Well, I believe it. I mean, the fans are all over it, and there's a lot of pent-up demand for it, and I understand that. And I realize it, and I think the guys will realize it when they come to the stadium on Sunday. It should be a great show, but again, we gotta take care of business and realize it's a football game, and we have to focus in on that, I think, and that should help us.
Your quarterback's been healthy this year. He's had the benefit of a great O-line, and he's most outstanding player out of the West. That's got to feel good for you guys. I know he's done a lot of things above and beyond what you help him with, but still, it's partly you guys too.
Well, sure. I think it's everybody. Football's the ultimate team game, and Kerry will be the first to tell you, I'm sure, that his teammates help him, and that's part of the O-line. The coaches have done a great job, and receivers and backs, and everybody's has a piece of it. The defense too. If they play well and get us a lot of chances on offense, we have a better chance of moving the ball and winning. So football is the ultimate team game, and it's nice for a guy like Kerry to be singled out, because he's certainly great.
Scott Schultz told me that you took the losses way harder this year than you ever have before. Are they true in saying that?
Well, I don't know if this year especially. I mean, every loss is bad, and I think the difference this year though is when you lose, you realize we were fighting for first place late into the season, and those losses are tougher rather than we're in fourth place and we need 3 teams to lose this weekend in order to have a chance to make the squeak into the playoffs, which has happened before. So when you're a point behind BC and you lose to them, those losses are a little tougher to take, maybe. But I tend to take every loss pretty tough. But I mean, now you take the losses even tougher, because there's no next week. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
Right, but they made that comment after your Week 4 collapse up in Edmonton. And you don't generally show a whole lot of emotion. I mean, let's be honest, I'm around you a lot. But that night, you were pretty upset. And they felt it was because you're getting a little older, and it's like, boys, it's time to get a Grey Cup here.
Well, yeah.
You know where they're coming from?
Yeah, I understand that. I can sense that. I'm sure those guys feel the same way. They're not the youngest guys anymore, too.
And a big thank you to the Riders number 60, Gene Makowsky, for joining us here on Turf TV. And that's our trivia question this week, folks. What high school did Mean Gene attend up in Saskatoon? We know he was a U of S dog, but what high school did he go to? Email your answers to turftv@petersonmedia.com. We have up for grabs again, courtesy of your local fine foods and express food store, a Rough Rider hat and license plate. Again, what high school did Gene Makowsky attend in Saskatoon? Good luck. Go Riders. We'll talk to you next week right here on Turf TV.